we all know that there's been a rise of absolutely egotistical, narcissistic, kind of disgusting, somewhat pervy, traditional, gross men that have been coming up on the internet. Some may know them as red pillars. I recently came across a TikTok that I found brutal, to be honest, almost unreal. Like, I must be dreaming. These self-proclaimed alpha males are a parasite to society, okay? And there's something that must be done. Gather around, because we have some alpha males that have shared what they believe is their wisdom of love and what it looks like. Brace yourself. I stopped dead in my tracks when I heard this. I'm gonna give you a warning. It is absolutely absurd. It's like watching a clown car crash into a dumpster fire while Andrew Tate cheers from the sidelines. Let's just take a look at the beginning of the video.
If there's someone that's very, very young and goes into a marriage and has kids when they're like 18, 19, 20, a year into the relationship, it gets really, really abusive. Even though it might be rare from what you guys think.
It is.
This girl had so much kudos going on to this podcast in the first place. Honestly, she's got so much chutzpah and so much patience, and she's so eloquent when she's speaking.
If it would happen, what would you recommend for those people? Would they divorce, or do you want them to keep going?
What do you think the answer is going to be? Do you think it's going to be to leave immediately, pack your stuff and get going, report what's happening to the police, call a loved one, a trusted person, or divorce isn't a real thing, so endure? If you picked the last one, you'd be right.
In the relationship.
Keep going.
You can't divorce.
I don't even know if I'd find myself there, because you can't change their minds. Like, they are so... Look at this guy. Look at this Giga Chad 3000.
That's not a real thing.
Even though it might be like physically abusive.
You gotta endure. People are too...
You want to stick into the relationship?
People are just...
I mean, look,
people
I'm gonna be
nowadays
honest.
are just...
This is the same energy as Andrew Tate saying depression isn't real. It's just a weakness. Bro, maybe the only weakness here is your grip on reality.
For anyone that might be in that situation, what would you recommend?
Okay,
Endure.
I'll tell
Would
you
they
what.
give
I'll
up
tell you what.
divorce?
It is such an extreme example.
Also, what stats are you on? Are you not even bothering to educate yourself on what you're talking about?
An extreme example.
Hello?
That I can't give a prescription for what other people should do.
Sis, his mind ain't changing for shit. You know what I'm saying? Here's a summary of what we heard.
Even though it might be like physically abusive.
Divorce isn't a thing.
You can't divorce.
Endure.
Endure. I'll tell you what.
People these days are pussies
People nowadays are just...
because they have done so much research.
It is such an extreme example.
They know exactly what they're talking about.
Endure. I'll tell you what.
They're clearly a walking encyclopedia for DV. So let's just start there. I need a stress ball.
What about if two people get married, they have a kid, and then the wife starts cheating? Do you think they should divorce?
Absolutely.
At least they're consistent.
Disgusting.
They are consistently disgusting. Did you hear that? The sound of logic leaving the room. Where'd you go? Were you even here to begin with? Because apparently, as women, we should just endure DV.
Endure.
But we deserve crucifixion if we cheat. I'm so tired of this whole, like, don't divorce.
You can't divorce. That's not a real thing.
Even-
Jesus himself said in cases of adultery, divorce is
So you
permissible.
think that
What the hell you say?
A lot of red pillars do this. They say it's in the Bible that, like, divorce if there's adultery. I recently watched this video that really was great. I'm gonna put you on it. It's with Alex O'Connor, a new icon of mine. Absolutely love him. It was basically one atheist versus 25 Christians. Anyway,
I think that cheating is worse than physical abuse.
For the
Sorry.
children, yes.
it's 2025 though. You're not that educated. It's gonna be okay. Grab a notepad, grab a pen, and we're gonna do a really simple lesson. Get on a boat with all your other little alpha male friends and all your other red pillar buddies, your Chads, your Brads, your Jakes, your Pauls, your Logans, and go as far, far away as you can until you reach the snowy land of Antarctica and live there forever peacefully just amongst yourselves. Because I don't think there will ever be a woman that will succumb to your needs, expectations, Delusion. Absolutely
I think I'm not going to
Okay,
say
no,
this is worse.
divorce is worse for the children.
wait.
It's like the Fresh and Fit podcast where the only thing is freaking fresh ass audacity.
Again!
And the way they fitly hit that cardio by jumping to conclusions 1,000% of the time. If it's not a conclusion, it's an assumption. If it's not an assumption, it's just a straight up lie.
Divorce is worse for the children.
Like, I don't know where these people get their facts from. Encyclopedias are no longer books, guys. Let's just break this down. On one hand, you have a potentially life-threatening, dangerous situation. And on the other hand, you have cheating. Which one seems more devastating? Which one seems more severe? In which one of these scenarios is it most important to act fast? You shouldn't stay for any of them, okay? Don't stay for any of them. But which one is it more important to act fast for? If you said the life-threatening situation, you'd be right. Unless you're these guys. I am so sick of hearing about traditional values and marriage vows and this and that. If he don't make you happy no more, sis, leave. If he's threatening you, leave. If you think you're gonna cheat, just leave. I almost wish women would stop giving these men the time of day on their little alpha male cuckoo gang
Podcast because it's
so insufferable. Honestly, they need help. They need therapy. There's no we listen and we don't judge, okay? We are listening and we are judging because there is something severely disgusting going on here. You have a rule book that is like something to do by the hands of the man, endure it. The woman breathes wrong?
I'm the bad guy.
Shit. I can't understand. Men can apparently do no wrong in their eyes. We already know that they're cuckoo, delulu, stu. But the fact that they're still out here claiming that this is the right way, they are gonna end up alone, and rightfully so. In fact, that is the least that they deserve. I wonder if they hear themselves. Do they hear their own thoughts, or is it just empty in there? They have like one last brain cell that's trying its best to form a coherent thought, but it just can't help but quote the Bible and spew non-facts, fallacies, hypocrisy. For those wondering how we got here, I just wanted to take a quick look at the rise of the red pill ideology and the whole toxic masculinity thing. No, it's always been a thing. However, in the early 2000s, the manosphere emerges online with forums like Roosh V, Return of the Kings. They basically were promoting anti-feminist ideologies and promoting hyper-masculine ideologies. Then in the 2010s, the red pill movement really started gaining traction.
again!
Co-opting the term from the Matrix to describe men waking up to what they see as the truth about gender dynamics. This is also where we start having the whole like men dating coach, pickup line artist, all those people that are like, to get a woman, you need to make her feel bad first.
Because I get so much
Then from 2016 to 2018, we have mascots of this toxic masculinity hierarchy that started with figures like Jordan Peterson, Stephen Molyneux, whatever the hell. And they had this whole rise to prominence, which essentially blended pseudo-intellectualism with anti-feminist rhetoric. It was like this weird atmosphere of like, we're smart and therefore we are anti-feminist. We know what we're talking about. It was gross. Hashtag white supremacy. I actually had a friend that I stopped being friends with because he was such a big Jordan Peterson fan and it disgusted me so much. And then 3 years later, he was like, hey, by the way, I don't like Jordan Peterson anymore. I just became a little bit more woke. I started learning a little bit more about him. Can we be friends again? And I was like, oh my God, absolutely. We love a growth moment. Okay, we're all blossoming flowers. Anyway, from 2019 to 2021, grab your stress balls, everyone. Andrew Tate gained some notoriety somehow, probably for his misogynistic takes. And the Fresh and Fit podcast also emerged, unfortunately.
again!
Which really popularized the alpha male persona that is literally the most disgusting rhetoric that goes against anything we've ever fought for, which is choice. We fought for equality and choice. From 2022 to the present day, of course, Tate's arrest was absolutely beautiful. He still somehow has other people, other little disciples that are just latching on to his every last word, trying to still popularize the red pill ideologies and all of the danger that it brings. And so the movement continues to thrive thrive in online spaces, which will never be something I understand literally ever. Anyway, while these guys may act like they're entitled, we all know, say it with me, their ideology is just recycled misogyny with a fresh coat of paint. That was a lot. It's always really harmful when you expect the best from people and they turn out to be Tate supporters.
Again!
But of course, keep on clowning them. Like, their egos are so insecure that you could clown them very easily. You just find their little insecurity and attack it, and it's usually their masculinity, okay? I really hope that you enjoyed sharing the malice that exists within the walls of these brains. I enjoyed the video. Did you enjoy the video? I hope so. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Again!